Welcome to FitBody Lifestyle, the show where we dive deep into the world of fitness, health, business, relationships, and the art of living a balanced life. I'm Jami.
And I'm Greg, and we're here to give you the benefit of our experiences in the fitness and bodybuilding industry, the corporate world, running a business, personal development, and building healthy relationships.
Whether you're sweating it out in the gym, hustling in your business, or seeking balance in your everyday life, you're in the right place.
So lace up those sneakers and grab that water bottle, and let's get ready to transform our minds, our bodies, and our lives.
Hey everybody, welcome to another FitBody Lifestyle Fusion Hack. And we are very honored to have a special guest here, Miss Jessica Quillian, Coach Jessica Quillian, who we've made pregnant today to make sure that
Let's clarify, we did not make her pregnant, okay?
Carb cycling. Or the start of prep, either one of those two. Those are private jokes. Watch the full episodes if you want to know more about those. But for today's Fusion Hack, we're going to talk about, and I love this topic, which is how to prepare food with your family.
Yeah.
And let's start that out with maybe kind of what's at the top of the house for what you want to take into consideration when you're doing that.
I think number one is planning. So planning, setting aside time on a specific day. I usually like to tell my clients, choose Sunday or Saturday, maybe even Saturday, a day to go grocery shopping. Plan it all out. Plan out what meals you're going to have what days throughout the week. And then after that, prepare, or actually I guess you would make your grocery list and all that good stuff. That goes into planning.
That goes into preparation. So planning is just kind of setting out the schedule,
setting aside
right?
that time, planning what you're going to have as far as like the meals with the family.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Is this just meals with the family we're talking about, or are we talking about actually involving the family in the preparation of the meal?
It could be either. You know, I feel like I get this question a lot where people are like, how do I involve my family? I don't want to be eating something separate. So I think being able to plan that first meal out, that dinner meal, if that's the meal that your family wants to share together, planning that out first, then working your whole day around that one meal. If that's your family time, I think that's the number one step as far as how to schedule meals with your family.
Yeah, you and I were talking about, I think what can be fun too is creating a night like we would do Taco Tuesdays, or we do Pastas Wednesdays or something like that. Just, you know, because then the kids actually get excited about it and get involved in it, and they're like, oh, it's Taco Tuesday. We can't wait to have that.
And that, like you said, that can go into that planning phase where you can include the kids. Be like, what do you want to name this day? What kind of theme of food do you want for this day?
I like that.
You know, and so that's where that planning comes in. And then the prep of it is so say you do Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday doesn't have to be unhealthy. It can be healthy Taco Tuesday. So if you're wanting to live that healthy lifestyle, whether you're prepping or not, involving your kids in naming the days of the food that you want to eat and then choosing healthy ingredients is a way to still live that lifestyle.
What about if you got picky eaters, then what do you suggest for people? Or if they're having a hard time coming up with ideas for meals?
There is actually, am I allowed to say the website?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so there's a website called Skinny Taste that I really love. I like to use that as a resource with my clients. It has so many options, recipes, breakfast, lunch, dinner, desserts. And it's all whole foods. It's really, really healthy, but it tastes good. So I think that's important when you have kids that are picky eaters, is to have a resource to go to with ideas if you're stuck. So that's like one of my number one places to go. And if you're counting macros, you can actually import the recipes into MyFitnessPal.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I love that because I know I've seen like on some of those websites where kids won't eat the vegetables. So what they'll do is blend it in with like a red sauce and put it on pasta, and then they don't even know they're eating the vegetables. So getting creative that helps you hit your fitness goals, but then you're also getting them to eat good.
Or like smoothies. You could do smoothies if you did like a breakfast. You can disguise greens into the smoothies, maybe. That's also a good idea with picky eaters.
Trick those little picky eaters.
That's right. This is a ice cream smoothie with all the veggies in here. Yep.
So I think we had three P's for family dinner. So the first one is plan. Second one is prepare.
Yes.
Okay. And in the preparation phase, we're shopping. We're designing that food around, or the food items around whatever that, like if our kids have chosen that day or whatever, we're doing that. Is there anything else that goes into that preparation?
I think involving the kids involving the kids in, I guess depending on the age, like cutting vegetables or getting the things out of the fridge, getting the ingredients, mixing things together. I know my son loves to help with that kind of stuff. So I think part of that preparation is continuing to make it fun for the kids and letting them get involved in the cooking of the food and all that kind of stuff.
I'm curious about that. When your kids are more involved in the preparation, are they more also than likely to actually eat the food that's prepared?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, that's our case, at least. Yeah.
I love that idea. And I think that there's so little education that goes on around nutrition in our school systems and things like that. So it gives you that opportunity to educate them. I know when my kids were little and, I would tell them about the different, the carbohydrates and the fats and why it was important to eat certain things. And when they got older and went into high school and they would get, they had their like one health class or whatever. They're like, this teacher doesn't know anything.
Yeah. I mean, Hunter asks me questions like, is this healthy? Is this healthy? Like, I think I've just created that lifestyle for him without even realizing it. So I think that's a really cool way to teach kids, prepare them, help them prepare, teach them about, the different fruits and veggies and ingredients that you're using, because then that will possibly create those healthy life habits down the road.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I love that.
Yeah. And a little hack for the grocery shopping if you're a busy mom, Instacart.
Yes.
We didn't have that when my kids were little.
Yep. It's very helpful and time saving.
Okay. So we have plan, prepare. Last one is partake. And I think people say, well, that's just the eating part, but there's a little bit more to it than that.
I mean, what we just talked about, like the kids are partaking in actually preparing the food with mom or dad or both. This could be something that the kids look forward to each night. You come home from school, get homework done, then you prepare and you partake. It's kind of like together as one. And then you eat together, and then you get to maybe talk about how it tastes and the different ingredients and how you cooked it. And it just creates that conversation and that bonding as a family, I feel like.
There's been some science around that, around families that have dinners together are just more likely to have that level of happiness and fulfillment in their lives when they have that. I know that when we had family dinners, and we still do that now where we work to have family dinners with our kids, but that conversation around the table, that connection, you just can't replace that. It's it's priceless.
Yeah. And the one thing too I wanted to bring up with you is that, I know that it's something we are very conscientious about with moms and with kids, that we want to have a positive relationship with food, so that we're teaching them the good aspects of food rather than making them feel fearful of, food and things like that. So I know we were talking a little bit about whether or not you bring a scale to weigh your own food, or maybe you do that off to the side before you come to the table. So what are your thoughts on?
That's what I was thinking too, is like, specifically if I'm thinking about myself, I got 2 kids, a third on the way. There's going to be a time when I start prepping for shows again. But right now we sit down every single night as a family and we all eat together, and I love it, and I don't want to give that up. With a son and now 1 girl that's not in my belly and 1 on the way, I feel like it can be kind of scary to create that that mindset around food in a negative way. So for me, I think what I would do personally is, so say for example, we're cooking tacos or something and we're using a specific amount of meat. I might measure my meat out on the side, not really show that I don't want to ever show my kids that I'm obsessing over the scale. I feel like it's a necessary tool when you're prepping for a show, but
and you're not obsessing over the scale.
No,
you are just measuring, but the
I think
lesson that they make,
the perception,
right? Yeah,
absolutely.
So I just want to make sure that we have that distinction.
Yeah, and I don't want my kids to think that there's any type of perception in that way.
So or that they have to worry.
Or
that
they have to worry.
Yeah,
and they don't. I feel like if you learn, and this goes back to that preparation and do we say participate? Partake.
We can go with participation. That works.
The kids learning about the ingredients, they're learning about what it does for your body, not necessarily like how much of it to have or not have. And I think that that's really important.
I love that, because I do think that, we have a huge responsibility as parents to be that example, and kids are such sponges in how they perceive things and just being aware of it. So I love that aspect of it as well. So it's creating this positive relationship with food and seeing food as and it could even be fun foods. I mean, we talked about that with our daughter. She said at one point, she was little, she said, there's foods for your health and foods for your soul.
Absolutely.
And so sometimes you want to have that piece of chocolate or that little something, and like creating that positive relationship around food. I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. All right, so we're going to wind up this fusion hack, and I think we changed the third P from partake to participate, which I actually like that better than partake, because partake just means that you're eating, but participation means that you're present in that moment. You're present in the meal. You're conversing with your children, your family, and that's really a special time to cherish. So
definitely.
Remember the 3 Ps of family food: plan, prepare, participate.
Love it.
And let's not forget the fun aspect on all of that.
Yeah.
So, Jess, thank you so much for joining us on this fusion hack. And everybody, remember the 3 Bs: be safe, be good to yourself, and be good to each other. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to FitBody Lifestyle. We hope today's episode has left you feeling motivated and equipped to tackle your fitness goals, business challenges, and the daily dance of life. Remember to value progress over perfection. Life's tough enough alone. Find the chosen family around you to help you along the way.
If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite streaming platform. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at FitBody Fusion.